Hi, everybody. My name is Helena, and as he said, I'm subbing for Mandy today, who is not feeling well, unfortunately. So I know that you guys are used to Mandy's practice, so what I'm going to do is going to be different, and you don't have to do what I do. I'm simply suggesting ways of moving, and you can follow me if you want to, or you can do something completely different. That's up to you. I wanted to, before we start the physical practice, I wanted to mention the koshas. So yoga is a way of living, or it's a philosophy, thousands of years old. It's an immense well of knowledge. And one of the concepts that I really found helpful are the koshas. And I'm going to just quickly mention this to you because it's been very helpful to me. So the idea with the koshas is that we exist of 5 sheets or 5 layers. And the first layer, and I use a nesting doll just to show this. The first layer is the physical body. The physical body. That's pretty easy. It's like legs, arms. We can see it. We can touch it. The next layer is the breath body. It's the inhale and the exhale. Also fairly easy to experience. I can notice, I can feel my inhale and exhale. The next layer is thoughts and feelings. Thoughts and feelings. That's where we create all the stories. That's usually where we, the monkey mind, and we start thinking about things, and the thoughts are connected to an emotion. This is where things get tricky. The next layer is called the wisdom body, or the witness. This is a very good place to be. This is when we can take a step back and simply observe what's going on. I can watch my mind. I can watch myself creating stories that will eventually make me feel things. So this is where we want to spend more time. And the 5th the 5th kosha is the bliss body. The bliss body is where we feel we're still individuals. I'm still me and you are still you. There's still personality, but this is where in athletics or in sports, we call it flow, or in positive psychology, we call it flow, where you do something that's meaningful to you, and you're putting in effort, but it feels effortless. Maybe, I think I see Muriel there, maybe when I'm painting, or I'm playing the piano, or if I play sports, or I write an article. So the bliss body, and that's where things are aligned, we are doing something meaningful, and it feels effortless, even though we put in a lot of effort. This is great place to be. So with that in mind, so I'm going to place them here and maybe you can see them. With that in mind, we're going to start the physical practice. So physical body, breath body, thoughts and feelings. This is where all the issues are. Wisdom body, where I can simply observe what's going on. And this is the bliss body. And we all know what that feels like to be there. That's an awesome place to be. Okay, we're going to start in constructive rest. My teacher, that's one place where my teacher suggests to start the practice, because we want to be, and that's, you're laying down, knees are bent, hands by your hips. If I don't feel like practicing, I ask myself, are you willing to go into constructive rest? And most of the time that answer is yes. If this is all you do, you can check the box of your daily practice. And then bring your awareness to the first kosha, the physical body. How does your physical body feel like today? Are there any aches or pains? Do you feel tight? Do you feel open? And then bring awareness to the second kosha, the breath body. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it deep? Is it shallow? And then bring awareness to the third kosha, thoughts and feelings. How do you feel today? Are you angry, sad, disappointed, happy? And what stories are you creating? I like to give myself a weather report. Imagine a sky. So sometimes there is thunder and lightning, all kinds of stories going on in my mind. Sometimes it's raining. Sometimes it's foggy. Sometimes the sky is kind of blue and the sun is there. So what kind of weather are you having in your mind today? And then bringing your awareness back to the physical body. Maybe lift the toes and the heels, noticing the connection with the physical body and the earth. Maybe lift your hands, look at your hands, open and close the fingers. And then maybe bring one foot up towards the ceiling, and then the other, bending elbows, bending knees. Just moving around, waking up your physical body. And then eventually bringing your right knee into your chest, let the left leg go long. Both feet are flexed. Inhale, get longer. Exhale, lift the head off the floor. Inhale, get longer. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift. And then bring that right knee up and out, finding tree posture on the floor. Maybe place the arms in cactus. If you have a block, sometimes it can be helpful to place a block under that right knee. If you want to, you can place your hands on your belly. Notice how the belly is rising on the inhale and moving closer to your spine on the exhale. And then from here, if you want to, you can bring the right knee over for a gentle twist. Maybe the toes are touching the floor, and then let the gaze go to the opposite side. A gentle twist. And then come back up and let that same leg go all the way up towards the ceiling. Maybe hold on to the hamstring, and then if you can, start straightening both knees. This is like an upside down warrior 3. If you want to, you can bring the head closer to your knee. Maybe let the arms out. You can point or flex the foot, all kinds of variations. And then eventually finding your way back to constructive rest. And this is a great place to be. If I do things that you don't want to do, you can always find your way back to constructive rest. And then if you want to, you can bring the left knee in, let the right leg go long. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lift. And then let that left knee go up and out, Finding tree posture on the other side. Maybe use that block under the left knee, arms in cactus. Breathe. You can place the hands on your belly. Notice how the inhale, on the inhale, the belly is expanding. And exhale, releasing closer to the spine. And then bring that left knee up and over for a gentle twist. Maybe let the toes touch the floor. And then the gaze goes to the opposite side. And then bring that same leg up towards the ceiling. Hold on to the hamstring. Hips are square, maybe straighten the right leg, finding like an upside down warrior three. You can bring the arms out if you want to. You can bring the head closer to the knee. Notice, what does your body need today? Having a conversation with your physical body, the first kosha. And then eventually bringing both legs up, move around, bending elbows, bending knees, clasping the fingers. And then start to rock back and forth, giving the spine and the back a massage. And then eventually coming all the way up. And then place the feet as wide as the mat, as wide as the mat. Let the knees go from side to side. And what I'm looking for is the knee connecting to the sole of the foot. The knees are going from side to side, knee connecting to the sole of the foot. And then we're going to do a mini superstar. Oh. So let the knee stay and then bring that arm up and come up to a mini superstar. Release back down, let the knees go to the other side, come up to a mini superstar. Come back down, let's try that again. So what kind of mini superstar are you? And come back down, try the other side. Come back down, and this time we're going to do something different. Let the knees go to the right side and then turn to the back of the mat and come down on your forearms for a twist. If you want to, you can bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. And then inhale and come back up. Let the knees come up and over. And then the same thing on the other side. Turning to the back of the mat. And then inhale and come back up. And now let's move into tabletop. Moving into tabletop. So in a regular tabletop, the fingers are pointing forward. And you can do that, or if you want to, you can turn the hands out and back, out and back, just to open up the arms and the hands in a different way. That's a possibility. And then starting the cat-cow movement here. So rounding the back and then letting the belly drop. Exhale and round. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, round. Inhale into your back bend. And then following your own breathing, waking up the physical and spiritual spine. And then eventually coming back to neutral. Bring the fingers forward again. And this time now, transfer the weight to your left hand. Let the right hand become light. And then bring the right hand all the way up towards the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale and thread the needle into a twist. And then find your way back to tabletop. Transfer the weight to the right. The left hand becomes light. And then reach it all the way up towards the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. Push into that hand, into the earth. And one hand is pushing into earth and the other one is reaching up towards the sky. And then thread the needle into a twist. And then finding the way back to tabletop. Okay, now straighten that right knee. Tuck the toe, open up the calf muscle. And then lift the foot off the floor, lift the opposite hand off the floor. This is a balancing posture. You can stay here or you can add movement. Maybe lengthen, maybe let the elbow and knee connect. If you want to, you can take the bind. And then eventually bringing that right knee forward, making big, big circles. Opening up that hip joint. We store a lot of memories in the hips. And then eventually stepping the foot outside that right pinky. If you have blocks, sometimes it's nice to get those hands or arms a little bit longer. And then let that knee travel back and forth. And eventually allowing the knees to travel forward and stay there. So if I don't have blocks, the knee and the shoulder are going to connect. If I'm using blocks, it's going to be slightly different. But you kind of want to connect that knee to your arm. And then looking forward, breathe. Push into the base of that big toe. You can start with blocks and maybe try without and see if that is better or worse. Or maybe you want to try and place the elbows or forearms on your blocks. We can try. If we don't like it, we can back off. And then bring that foot up and over, all the way over to the other side. Look over that left shoulder. And then back to tabletop. Okay, straighten that left knee, tuck the toes, open up the calf muscle. And then lift the foot off the floor, lift the opposite hand off the floor, coming into a balancing posture. You can stay here, or if you want to add movement, you can. Knee and elbow are connecting. Maybe take the bind. You can try the bind. If you don't like it, you just release it. And then you try this. How would we know if we don't try? It's okay to try and say, oh, I don't like this. And then bring that left knee forward, making big circles. Eventually stepping that foot outside the left pinky and let the knee move back and forth. Maybe using blocks if that's helpful to you. And then finding a place of discomfort. We're looking for discomfort, not pain. Discomfort. If I don't feel anything, I'm not really learning. I'm looking for discomfort. If I remove the blocks and get down too low, maybe I'm going to start feeling pain. That's not a good place either. So then I'm going to back off and find a place of discomfort. Pushing into the base of that big toe, keeping the hips square. And then eventually finding your way back to tabletop. Now, tuck the toes. Open the toes, spread the toes as much as you can, and tuck them. And then sit back on your heels. Sitting back on your heels, opening up the toes and feet. You can stay here or maybe come up like this. Toes are spread and open. And then come back down, untuck the toes, and then come and sit on the toes, maybe lifting the knees up. And then resting just a few moments. And then come back up to tabletop. Now we're going to move into down dog. So, and we're going to do this the way babies do. A lot of the yoga postures are simply copied by how babies move. Babies are super smart. We don't tell them how to move, they just know. So we're going to spread the toes and tuck the toes. I'm going to place my hands a little bit further forward because that works for me. And then spread the fingers and then start moving back and forth. So a baby would like start moving back and forth, building strength and like, ooh, this is cool. How does its body work? And then eventually the knees will come off the ground. It would still go back and forth. And then when the time is right, the hips would go up high, 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 and they would find what we call down dog. And then moving around, lifting the heels, bending the knees, bending both knees, maybe lifting one leg, lifting the other. If you want to, you can imagine yourself being a, 8-month-old baby, just exploring this new physical body that you just received. Like, how does this work? And then eventually coming to stillness and stay there. And then walk your hands to feet, bend the knees, walk your hands to feet. Hold on to opposite elbows and then stay there. The head is heavy. And then release the hands. Say thank you to your feet. Thank you for lower legs and knees and upper legs and belly and back and arms and cheeks and head. And here we are standing. Okay, blinking, bubbling stars. blinking, bubbling stars. Open and closing the fingers. Bring the arms all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over. Straighten those elbows. Let the palms of the hands face the sky. Look up. And then maybe start some side bending, moving your weight from side to side. And then eventually reaching and choosing, reaching and choosing. What are you going to do? What brings me pain? What brings me pleasure? What brings me peace? Pain, pleasure, peace. Pain, pleasure, peace. And I think there's only one way to try to figure that out, is actually to try. Take something, notice, does it bring me pain or pleasure? And peace. Sometimes it brings me pain in the moment, but pleasure, peace further down. Sometimes it gives me pleasure in the moment, but pain further down. Hard to tell. Okay, now look at your thumb and then draw big circles, big circles, big circles. And then look at the other thumb and draw big circles, big circles. Okay, now let the arms come into cactus and then gently move from side to side. And then go swimming. What kind of water do you like? Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it salty? Is it fresh? And then swim backwards. And then eventually letting the knee connect to the elbow, knee to elbow. And you don't really have to stay on the mat. You can move around when you do this. A baby or a child would never stay on the mat unless it gets older and, we tell them to stay on the mat. And then maybe cross the midline, crossing the midline. Okay, now spread the fingers. We're going to do a standing plank posture. Now imagine something a habit or a pattern that is no longer helpful. A pattern that is no longer helpful. And then we don't want to focus on it, but we do need to have some kind of awareness. And then use that pattern or take that pattern and then push it away, push it away, push away. Thank you, but no thank you. And I'm going to push it away. And it's going to want to come back. And it can be really, really hard to resist. And you're going to work really hard and it's going to come back closer. But eventually you're going to win and you push it back, push it back, push it back. Stay away, stay away. Sometimes we need to add some kicking. And maybe it tries to come back in sideways or behind you. But eventually, you win. And you can release, and you have created space around you. We can breathe again. Okay, let's do 3 sound salutations. 3 sound salutations. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. That was 1. 2 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline, and then hold your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. and release. Okay, let's come to the top of the mat, and we're going to do some step back. Stepping back first to warrior one. Starting in mountain posture. And then inhale to chair posture. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, the right heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back, find the earth behind you first with the toes, and then with the heel. Building the foundation of warrior one, everything is pointing forward. Warrior one is checking things out, simply observing without judging, just gathering facts. And then add some blinking, bubbling stars all the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over. Release the fingertips out wide, place the hands in your back pockets. And then ask yourself, what do you see? What do you see with your eyes? What do you see with your heart? Now release the hands down to the floor, pick up that back foot, and then lift the opposite hand off the floor. And then from here, gently bend both knees and come back up to standing. Okay, let's try that on the other side. Inhale to chair posture, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back, find the earth behind you with first the toes and then the heel. Everything is pointing forward. We're building warrior one, and we are warriors of peace. The end goal is peace. Checking things out. What do I see? What am I willing to see? Add some blinking, bubbling stars, clasp the hands, turn them over. And then release them out wide. Place your hands in your back pockets, let the elbows move together. What do you see with your heart? And what do you see with your eyes? Or maybe your third eye. What do you see with your third eye? And then release the hands down to the floor, pick up that back leg. And then if you want to, you can lift the opposite hand off the floor too. Maybe lift that back leg a little higher. You could take the bind here too if you want to. And then bending both knees, place the feet back together and come back up to standing. Okay, a step back, and this time we're going to step back to warrior two. Okay, inhale to chair posture, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic halves, and finding warrior two. One hand in the past, one in the future, and you are right here in the present moment. The fingertips are reaching away from each other. Maybe let that knee move it back and forth. How deep are you willing to go today? Flip the front hand and reverse the warrior. What did you learn yesterday? And then take that knowledge with you into the future. Elbow and knee connecting into extended side angle. A long line of energy from the back foot all the way up to the fingertips. And with the knowledge from the past, what plans can you make for the future? And then finding your way back to warrior two, present. So what kind of action can you take today? What action can you take today. Straighten that front knee, place your hands on your hips, and then let that hand slide down for Trikonasana. If you have a block, that can be helpful. You can slide down. I can use my leg as support, or maybe a block. And then let that hand go up high. So one hand is connecting to earth and the other one is reaching for the sky. If you want to, you can let your gaze travel from the floor up the wall and maybe all the way up towards the ceiling. And then let the gaze travel back down. Rebend the front knee and finding a warrior two one more time. Now, bring the hands to the floor and lift that back foot up. Maybe lift the same hand. Maybe lift the same hand off the floor. Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon posture. And even here, there's a bind that you can take if you want to. And then bend the knees, bring the feet back together and come back up to standing. Other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back. Open up the pelvic halves and create warrior two. Building warrior two from the earth up. One arm in the past, one in the future, and we are right here, right here. What did you learn from the past? And what plans do you have for the future? Flip the front hand and reverse the warrior. Using what I learned from the past and bring that with me into the future. Extended side angle. And then back to the present moment. What skillful action can I take today? Hands on the hips, straighten that front knee. Let the hands slide down the leg, finding Trikonasana. Maybe let the top arm move up towards the sky. Maybe let the gaze travel from the floor, up the wall, all the way up towards the ceiling. And then let the gaze travel back down. Rebend that front knee, find your way back to warrior two, the present moment. This is where we take action and hopefully skillful. At least we try. And then bring the hands down and then pick up that back foot. Lift that back foot off the floor. Maybe let the same hand come off to open up that hip. Ardha Chandrasana. And then bend both knees, place the feet back together and come up to standing. Okay, now let's do a sun A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands and step back to plank posture. Now stay here for a moment. Fingers are spread. Maybe use your feet to move back and forth a few times. Feel your strength here. Move the shoulders a little bit in front and then come all the way down to your belly. Inhale, left, lift the head off the floor. Maybe get the hands off the floor. Stay here and breathe. And notice how your physical body is moving with the breath body. So the breath body can make your physical body move. Now place the fingertips in front of you. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Now place the hands under your shoulders. Use the fingertips. Use the fingertips to pull yourself forward and up. Exhale through a tabletop. Tuck the toes and move into down dog. Stay here. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. And then walk your feet to your hands, feet to hands. Walking feet to hands. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. And release. Okay, let's do a sun B. Sun B. Inhale to chair posture. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. No, inhale to chair posture. Exhale and fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale and step back to plank posture. Stay here, feel your strength, use your feet to move back and forth. Maybe imagine that pattern that you had that you no longer need. You're strong. You can keep that away. And then eventually coming all the way down. Untuck the toes. Bring the fingertips a little bit further down. If you want to, come all the way up to up dog. So inhale, pull up, come all the way up. And then exhale to down dog. Inhale, lift that right foot off the floor. Exhale, step it in between your hands. Let the left heel release down. And then finding warrior one. Warrior one for the second time. Release the hands down. Step back to plank posture. Come all the way down. Untuck the toes. Use your fingertips. Pull yourself forward and up to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift that left leg up. Exhale, step it in between your hands. Release the back heel down. And then finding warrior one for the second time. Release the hands back down. Step back to plank posture. Release all the way down. Untuck the toes. Use your fingertips to pull yourself forward and up. Forward and up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale and walk to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair posture. Exhale to Tadasana. Okay. Now let's do some standing posture. So finding Tadasana, balancing posture. Let's do, you can do anything you want. I'm going to do 3. So finding Tadasana, mountain, feel your stability and strength in mountain posture. Feet are connected to the earth. They're spreading out their roots, and the crown of the head is reaching up towards the sky. Neck is long, shoulders are wide. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. So one part of you is strong and stable, and the other one is light and playful. And then if you'd like, you can find tree posture. You can do a traditional tree posture. Or you can do something else. Maybe you want to do warrior 3. Or maybe you want to do a really wide, strange tree. Or maybe you want to do a small tree. You can explore and see what kind of balancing posture you would like to do today. And then eventually finding your way back to Tadasana. Feel the strength, stability. And then transfer your weight to the right, left heel comes off. So now the other side of your body is strong and stable, allowing the left side to be light and playful. And then explore different balancing postures on this side. It could be a traditional posture, or it could be something completely different. You choose. And then eventually finding your way back to Tadasana. Breathe, feel the strength and stability. Okay, let's get back down. All right, inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands and step back to plank posture. Release the knees, untuck the toes, and then let's come all the way down to the belly. Sorry, let's come down to the belly. Now bring your hands forward, finding Sphinx posture. Sphinx posture. So my elbows are under my shoulders. Fingers are spread. And then stay here. You can keep your eyes open or closed. If you want to bring your awareness to your breathing, notice how the breath is moving your spine. And then let the elbows go wide, come all the way down. Bend one knee and hold on to that foot. Maybe bringing the heel closer to your seat. And then switch sides. If you want to, you can bend both knees and hold on to both feet. That's a possibility. And maybe push the feet away and lift the head. And exhale, release. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. And then let it go. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale for baby cobra. Exhale for tabletop. Let the knees go wide. Big toes to touch. And finding child's posture. Inhale, come up. And now let's find a seat. Check out those legs. And then reach, 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 reach. And then reach with both hands. Imagine that perfect partner that pulls you up and forward, up and forward, up and forward. And then after a while, you say, thank you, bye. And then release the hands down to your own legs. Stay there. Spine is still tall. Shoulders are wide. The heart is moving forward. And then eventually release. Exhale, round the spine, let the head drop. Inhale, come back up. And then bend one knee, reach, reach, and then maybe walk, take that hand and walk towards your foot. And then come back up. Then the other knee, reach, reach, and then walk your hand down towards your foot. And release. Okay, now almost there, almost there. Round your back, come all the way down. Bring the knees with you, give yourself a hug. Let the knees go to the right side. Stay there, gaze goes to the left. Come back to neutral. Give yourself a hug. And then let the knees go to the left. Gaze to the right. And then back to neutral. Give yourself a hug. And then if there's anything else you want to do, you can do it. This is a good time to do it. And then release into Shavasana. And we're going to stay here for about 3 minutes. On every exhale, Your body is getting heavier and closer to the earth. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, gently rock the head from side to side. And then bring one knee into your chest and then the other. Roll to the right hand side. Use the hands to push into the floor and come up to a seated position. If you'd like, you can place the hands in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. Maybe bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank you, inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, look at the floor, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for practicing with or together this morning. Namaste.